Researchers say the November 2022 election had the second highest youth, that's people between the ages of 18 and 24, turnout in almost 30 years. So I think it's safe to say young people are energized. Let's talk about how young people vote, organize, and what we could see more of in the future. My name is Joseph, and this is the Atlanta Journal-Constitution in context. Now, if anything I say sounds interesting and you would like to read more, my colleague Maureen Downey has a full story on this. It'll be the first link right below that like button. Now, some time has passed between now and the November election, enough time for us to get some really important data and talk to the people who helped shape it. And since we're talking about the data, that does feel like a good place to start. According to Tufts University, in November 2022, young voters made up about 14% of the Georgia electorate. And according to the Georgia Secretary of State's office, Gen Z voters outpaced voters 25 to 34 in early and absentee voting. So I think it's important we take a look at why youth turnout was so high this time around. And my brain instantly goes to three categories. That's organizing, access, and issues. On the organizing front, my colleague Maureen Downey spoke to a few pivotal student organizers. One is Jaden Williams, a Clark Atlanta University student and president of the Georgia NAACP Youth and College Division, and Alex Ames, a Georgia Tech student and co-founder of Georgia Youth Justice Coalition. Both Williams and Ames had huge roles in organizing young people for the November election and the runoff race after. In those 28 days between the midterm election and the runoff, they were focused on how to lobby for weekend voting. There's a link in the description if you want to read more about that. And they wanted to ensure there were enough places to vote on campus. Once weekend voting was set up, Ames said, quote, "Once we fixed those issues, we pivoted to voter access. Our goal was collaboration, as we did not want these groups stepping on each other's toes or want all groups on campus on the same day. It's easy to inherit a broken politics and reject hope in voting. It's hard and necessary to vote and mobilize despite our sometimes discouraging political system." Now, as obvious as it sounds, it's important that organizers understand what voters want to see happen. Telling people to vote in the abstract isn't really energizing. Tell them what could happen if they do vote. And on that note, Williams said that's, quote, "why it's important to register to vote and vote in every single election." So we've talked a lot about the work that went into getting young people to the polls. But when they're there, who are they voting for? Well, looking at exit poll data, all this work on organizing, access, and issues seems to have paid off for Senator Raphael Warnock this time around. Young voters went for Warnock 63% to 43%, which tracks with national trends according to data from the Brookings Institute. This data suggests voters under 44, that is Gen Zs and millennials, tend to favor Democrats by varying margins. So now that we've talked about how young people are organizing in Georgia, we want to hear from you. What do you think about all this? Do you have any thoughts about the young people in Georgia specifically, or some big picture national trends? Let me know any and all respectful thoughts in that comment section down below. And hey, while you're down there leaving that carefully worded comment, go ahead and press that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Press the like button if you liked it. It really does help out the channel. Go ahead and share this video with someone who needs to know the information and the context around young people and voting. But as always, my name is Joseph, and this is the Atlanta Journal-Constitution in context.